Salford Council are imposing fines of up to £1,000 for unauthorised swimming and antisocial behaviour in the Salford Quays.
Manchester City Council's Environmental Health Team have issued a warning over dangerous American sweets and drinks that could have links to cancer, heart problems and kidney damage.
Today is National Love Your Pet Day, so we'll be breaking out the puppy eyes towards the end of the show.
I live in a flat, so I couldn't have a dog all the time, so it's just really nice to be able to have a walk and have a little friend part time.
Yep. What's the best thing about Ralph?
His cheekiness, and he's got the best beard.
Oh, thank you very much. No.
Salford City Council is planning to extend a public spaces protection order in the area after years of antisocial behaviour and incidents in the local quays, basins and canals. With warmer weather approaching, the temptation for people to take a plunge may be on some people's minds, but they will be now served with a hefty fine of up to £1,000. Our reporter Oliver Sykes was there earlier today.
Antisocial behaviour is common around Salford Quays, and one thing that the council is doing to hopefully improve this is by extending the public spaces protection order for a further 3 years. It comes under the Antisocial Behaviour Crime and Policing Act 2014. Now, it's set to expire in July 2025, but the council is hoping to extend this to crack down on what is antisocial behaviour, and often people jumping into the quays behind me. The rules are going to be hopefully extended, but they're looking to hear people's views. You can go and put your views on the council's website. Maximum fine £1,000 for unauthorised swimming, but it's not just that, it's interfering with life-saving equipment and also putting unwanted objects not related to swimming into the quays.
Manchester City Council's Environmental Health Team have issued an urgent warning over dangerous American sweets and drinks that could have links to cancer, heart problems and kidney damage. Brands including Jolly Rancher hard candy, Swedish fish and Hostess Twinkies containing ingredients that are banned in the UK, such as bleached flour and mineral oil. Our reporter went to find out more.
Manchester City Councils have banned and issued warnings on multiple imported food and drinks from the US because of their links to hyperactivity and cancer. Both councils are encouraging the public to report banned products, including some types of Jolly Ranchers, Mountain Dew, Prime Hydration Drink, Cheetos Crunchy and Takis Blue Heat. I spoke to a shop assistant at a local news point who did not want to be on camera.
Something like that, but yeah, some of the banned stuff sells more even if it is supposed to be banned. So yeah, I stopped at most of the things, but yeah, I'm working towards, if it is Cheetos and Takis are in it, I might have to stop it. Normally I get the messages from my head office, say, stop doing it if you're doing it, and we stop doing it.
And you stop doing it?
Yeah, because it's not my business, I'm just working here. So yeah, once the head office tells you stop it, we stop it. Most of the imported stuff comes with the labels. Sometimes labels comes off, like ingredients label, but and also they are a bit confusing, like they give numbers to certain stuff, the colorings and all that, which are not good for you. But if you give, like, instead of numbers, just tell what exact thing is, helps people more.
These food bans are something that nutrition researcher Gunter Kullner thinks are hard to implement.
You know, when I was very, very young in Germany, many chewing gums were banned. You couldn't get them.
How
but
come?
I was living, because I can't remember what they contained, but they were banned. But you could get them in France, and I grew up very close to the French border. So obviously everyone who went to France got huge amounts of them. So I think it's sort of a thing young people like, you know, if you ban something, it becomes more interesting. With risk is always how much would you eat to have a risk. As I said, if you have this occasionally, it probably isn't really a huge problem. If you continue to have this in large amounts, there might be. I don't think we know whether, I think the problem is we don't know how much people eat and whether this is likely to cause a risk. They are banned, or they're not allowed to be used for that.
The council's ban has been in place for almost 2 weeks, yet some banned products still remain on the shelves. I asked Manchester and Salford Council for a comment, but neither have responded. Samantha Stimpson, Salford and Manchester.
A fire that ripped through a Salford industrial estate has caused severe damage to the surrounding buildings. Fire crews were called out into Bazaar Street in Pendleton late last night to tackle the blaze. Our reporter is live at the scene.
Well, there is still the distinct smell of smoke here at Bazaar Street Industrial Estate, where last night fire crews were called to a blaze on the first floor of the building behind me. As you can see, the windows on that top floor are shattered and there's debris all along the floor in front of and beside that building. Last night, the Greater Manchester Fire Brigade closed off this road here, so that's Greenwood Street, which is just behind St Thomas's Church, Pendleton, but that cordon has now been lifted. The fire service said in a statement last night that due to southeasterly winds, residents should keep their doors and windows closed and avoid the area if at all possible. In the last half hour, we've spoken to someone who works nearby, and he's told us that it's believed to have been caused by an electrical fault within that building. We've also seen lots of passers-by stopping in their cars and on foot to take a look at the scene behind me. Back to you.
Thank you, Alfie. For one night only, the theatre production Barbara will be performed in Salford's New Adelphi Theatre. The play covers themes of dementia through a night of music and comedy. Georgina got to speak to the creators of Barbara earlier on. So, what can you tell us about the show?
Well, I was fortunate enough to talk with Mark Crosdale and Tom Guest, who are both completely busy with their schedules at the minute, but they made time for me despite both being working behind the scenes as well as starring in the production. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers of what they've told me, but if you are going to watch Barbara this weekend, you are in for a treat. Barbara and Bernard invite you to a 7-course meal of music and crumpets. However, like all good plays, there is a twist along the way.
That sounds very suspenseful. How is it that they've managed to incorporate a serious illness like dementia into a comedic musical production?
Well, Mark and Tom both stressed to me the importance of audience conversation and dementia awareness that they're promoting through Barbara, but here's a clip of what they had to say.
We knew from the start that we wanted to explore how music can help people who are living with dementia, but also at the beginning of creating the show, Mark and I had our own kind of personal experiences with dementia, but that was all we knew. We didn't know about other people's experiences. So working with charities, so we work with Salford University and their dementia associates, and so kind of having their influence, if you like, and chatting to them about their life experience has made us feel a bit more secure that we're portraying dementia in a light that is accessible for everybody, but it is also truthful outside of the sphere of our own experiences.
Dementia is a condition that's going to affect everyone at some point in their lives. So 1 in 3 people may have the condition at some point in their life. Many more people will know someone who has the condition. They may become a carer for someone with that condition, or it might just be the neighbour next door that you're suddenly realising has the condition. So this affects everyone in some way or another. We've really created a kind of condition of fear across the UK about something, and it is a frightening thing. But working with the dementia associates, people who live well with dementia, the biggest concern that they have and what they really wanted us to focus on was how you can live well with dementia, and it's not the death sentence that many people assume it will be.
Tickets are still available for this Saturday. You can purchase them through the New Adelphi Theatre website from as little as £3 a ticket.
Thanks for that, Georgina. Now over to Alice with the entertainment.
A sold-out run of Dear Evan Hansen has made its Manchester debut this week at the Palace Theatre during its first UK tour. The show is residing at the Palace Theatre until the 22nd of February. The show will then move to the King's Theatre in Glasgow. The musical has received praise for its thoroughly modern story with excellent vocals on show throughout. In music, Happy Mondays member Bez has hinted that a new album is on its way after the group has been convinced to return to the studio by their manager to release a first new record in 18 years after their 2007 album Uncle Dysfunctional. The English rock band that were formed in Salford in 1980 are also performing at the Salford Red Devils opening home game this weekend.
Following from Valentine's Day and keeping with the theme of love, it's National Love Your Pet Day, so make sure to spend some quality time with your pets. We asked locals what they love about their furry friends.
Today is National Love Your Pet Day. I'm here in Salford. I'm going to go out and ask some people why they love the pet.
I have a dog called Frankie. It's a boxer bulldog crossbreed, I believe.
I own a Labrador. He's called Casper. They do say that a dog is a man's best friend, and indeed it is.
The most lovely dog ever. She's so sweet, good with kids. Like the softest dog you'll ever meet. So playful. Like 1 minute she'll be just calm, sleeping on the sofa and whatnot, and then the next spinning in circles, doing whatever. But no, it's when you have family, when you have pets like that are just there for so long, they're kind of part of the family. Do you know what I mean? They're just great to have around. They're good for company as well. If you're by yourself in the house, the parents have gone out shopping, your dog will stay with you. Dogs are the most loyal pets, I think.
You know, I had my dog when I was about 3 years old, and for a long time it's stayed with me through the thick or thin. I love him to bits. I take him out on walks, and it's good for me too, getting outside. Walking is good for my mental health too.
Liam Dolan, Quays News.
And behind us, you can see our team's lovely pets themselves. We've got my dog here, Coco, nice and snuggled up into bed. Do you want to introduce yours, Emma?
Yeah, here's Juno on a nice summer's day.
So make sure you give your pets lots of love today and take them on a nice walk. But before you get your leash out, we might need to have a walk over to sports.
Thank you, Leighton. Speaking of which, Salford Red Devils' long-awaited takeover is complete, with head coach Paul Rowley able to name a full-strength squad for their upcoming tie against Leeds Rhinos. Alongside this, in Manchester, we see some more losses for both Manchester sides, with Manchester City losing in the Champions League 3-1 against Real Madrid, Manchester United losing 1-0 against Spurs, leaving them 15th in the Premier League.
Speaking of pets, it's been raining cats and dogs. Make sure you cover your dog's ears as there are chances of local thunder. On a more serious note, weather warnings have been issued for Sunday in Manchester as we prepare for gusty winds and heavy rain. As for today, we can expect it to be windy, however it is looking to dry up overnight. If you are walking your furry friends today, make sure you wrap up warm and bring an umbrella.
That's all for today's news programme. We'll see you next week.